Good morning, everyone. This is Jim Hamill with Pocono Television Network live here in downtown Scranton today at the Electric City Trolley Museum, a little bit outside the scope of where we go live normally in the Pocono Mountains, but this has a pretty big, momentous occasion happening just behind me here today. We have the mayor of Scranton, Paige Cognetti, about to speak here, Congressman Matt Cartwright, as well as Senator Bob Casey, about to speak about a pretty big development with Amtrak service, passenger rail service being restored between Scranton through the Pocono Mountains into New York City. Let me step out of the way and join this live event at the Electric City Trolley Museum in Scranton.
So we've got everybody here in place to talk about the Amtrak line from Scranton to New York. I know we talk about this a lot. There's going to be a lot of different steps along the way to getting this here. But as everyone in this room knows, and as we talk about, this line will open up our economy in ways that I don't even think the people in this room have thought through, right? Whether it's students going to and from our great universities. No one is working harder than Representative Cartwright and Senator Casey on this. And with that, I will kick it to Congressman Cartwright.
I want to thank Senator Casey for all of his great help on this project, and what we're doing here today is we're announcing a $9 million Chrissy grant, which is coming from the Federal Railroad Administration. Chrissy stands for Consolidated Rail Infrastructure and Safety Improvements, and it's been a long-standing program in the rail infrastructure of this country. But to get an extra $9 million is so important. And it all adds to the pile of money we're putting together to restore passenger rail in northeastern Pennsylvania. This will go to restoring the rail line between the Delaware Water Gap and Scranton. So this is all Pennsylvania side improvements. With the statement of work completed, our project is ready to move out of phase 1 and into phase 2 of the Corridor ID program of the Federal Railroad Administration, and that's going to be called the Service Development Plan. But what it is it's details like laying out stations, how often trains will run, what kind of amenities will be offered on the lines, what upgrades are needed, and what the project's overall cost will be. But it's a return, really, to our former glory. That we're able to connect such a major center of commerce as greater metropolitan New York City to our area. And that has basically been what has led Amtrak's economists to say over $84 million in new economic activity along this line. We have the head of the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau, Chris Barrett, here, and their economist has determined this will generate in the Pocono Mountain region alone $73 million in additional economic activity. This is all good, no matter which way you look at it. This is something that's so important to all of us, and thank you for listening to me today. And I want to turn it over to Senator Casey, without whose support this project would really be in trouble. Bob Casey, everybody.
We look forward to driving that. Well, Matt, thanks so much. I want to thank Congressman Cartwright. I look forward to that. I've got to prepare for that now. Got to get ready. That will be an important moment. I've never done that before. The members of Congress don't do hard work like that every day, so we're going to have to get ready. But I want to thank Congressman Cartwright for his leadership on this issue for many, many years. And I could, by extension, I could add others to that list, obviously, and I will. But his work and our working together, laboring in the vineyard, so to speak, somewhere in the Bible it says that all that work, all those years. Larry Malski was in second grade when he started on this project, going back a ways. Shar, I think you weren't even born then. Yeah, that's right. But I do want to start with that, the reference that Congressman Cartwright made to the infrastructure law. This wouldn't be possible without that additional funding for the the Consolidated Rail Infrastructure and Safety Improvement Grant Program, so-called CRISI grant program, which was enhanced, or I should say the funding for that was enhanced by the infrastructure law. This will go beyond this administration, obviously, but we're thankful for that working relationship. And Mayor, we're looking forward to making that trip. Matt, thank you so much for your leadership on this. I look forward to driving that spike in the ground.
Of course, I'm thrilled to hear the announcement of a $9 million CRISI grant combined with the additional congressional funds that were secured by the Congressman and the Senator. You know, I serve as the Secretary of Transportation at the pleasure of Governor Shapiro, and I can tell you that the governor is wildly supportive of this project, as he has been all along. And the Commonwealth, with Governor Shapiro leadership, along with our legislative delegation, those here today and those not present, dedicated an additional $6 million, getting to the number that was mentioned by the Congressman of $20 million roughly for this project. It's critically important and a wise investment by the Commonwealth, and I'm proud to be the bearer of that news today.
We have had a lot of work done and a lot of studies done. You know, we got bashed quite a bit for taking all this money, and all we seem to do is study things. Well, that study has paid off. And the main takeaway I would like to put forth from today's session is basically, this money is not study money. This money is construction money. It's construction money that's going to start putting shovels in the ground. It's going to rehabilitate a bridge. There are 3 major bridges that have to be rehabilitated for the first train to run. This money is going to help rehabilitate that first bridge. So now we're down to 2 bridges that need rehabilitation. It's also going to put ties, rail, stone, and the other elements that you need to upgrade our trackage between here and the Delaware Water Gap to 80-mile-an-hour speeds, which Amtrak requires to have the type of schedule that we're going to have between Scranton and Penn Station in Manhattan. And that's 2 hours and 50 minutes, which is very competitive with any other form of transportation.
Restoration of intercity passenger service between Scranton and northeastern Pennsylvania and New York City, Moynihan Train Hall, will provide access for all kinds of different reasons between New York, New Jersey, and this part of Pennsylvania, including employment, business, tourism, and recreational trips. And there's a lot of educational institutions as well, and we see that as a really important part of the market, is to bring people to and from those really great schools. We're working to develop a new era of rail in this country, and this is an important project to advancing our goals of doubling ridership by 2040, connecting communities, and modernizing our fleet, stations, and infrastructure so that we really can provide a modern experience for people riding the rails in the United States. As was discussed, these improvements are made possible through a variety of federal programs, including the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, our annual grants, state and local partnerships, as demonstrated here, and our customer revenue that we get from fares. We know that having direct train service between New York, New Jersey, and northeastern Pennsylvania will be a game changer for Scranton and all the communities along the way. And we're really excited to be able to be here to celebrate, like I said.
To end and to pull it back up, not just about the train line in northeastern Pennsylvania, the infrastructure bill. It took a president who had 50 years of experience in the U.S. Senate to get the infrastructure bill across. Seniority, expertise, relationships matter when it comes to getting things done in government. What you see with our representative here and our senator here is exactly that. I think we get a little spoiled and a little complacent here in northeastern Pennsylvania that we have a senator who's from our hometown here in Scranton. We have a representative who is very senior on the Appropriations Committee. It really matters, not just here in northeastern Pennsylvania, across the Commonwealth and across the whole country, that we have this type of leadership. So we need to make sure that we understand that, we don't take it for granted. President Biden will be leaving office in a few months and we'll get to celebrate him, but we've got to make sure that we have this leadership in northeastern Pennsylvania and across the Commonwealth.
You calling us old?
No, not at all, not at all. Seniority. Thank you everyone so much, and thank you all for all your hard work.